Welcome back to another episode of the Coach's Corner. A week out of the 2-week sink as normal. I'm joined by Raiders national coach Sean Easton. So Sean, last time we spoke, which is about 3 weeks ago now, you were looking ahead to the second half. You spoke about the importance of getting a win on home ice, which you went on to achieve against the Bees. But things sort of spiralled out of control a little bit with the 3 games following that. Your assessment, first of all, on that string of 4 fixtures to round off the Spring Cup and the Autumn Cup in general?
Injuries. I can't even remember that weekend now, to be honest with you. Who was it?
It was the Bees game, and I think it was the Leeds the following night. It was a rough one.
Leeds away on Saturday. Yeah, just so short on bodies back then. We had a valiant effort. We've beaten the Bees, and we said at the start that we wanted to be beating the Bees every time we play them. That's the aim. They've got to be a team that we stay above. Come towards the end, it's just struggling to. It's not the bodies; it's the quality of players we're missing at the moment, and it's a telltale sign. Like there's enough for one game, but come second and third game, it's too much.
Well, I say about them other 3 games to round off the Autumn Cup, the downfall for those. Well, the downfall for the Raiders early doors. You look at the first half of the Autumn Cup, it was not capitalising on chances. You're keeping it tight defensively, but not scoring. The back half of the Autumn Cup, it ended up being. Like the floodgates open at the back. It's 23 goals, I think it was, in final 3 games. That had to be a real concern for you following on from that, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course, it's a concern that you play a bit more offensive, and obviously you're going to be a little bit more lax at the back. So it's just finding that happy medium now.
Yeah. Fortunately for you guys, though, whilst your Autumn Cup challenge came to an end, it did mean a clean slate heading into the opening weekend of league action. Let's talk about that first game in Milton Keynes. A tight contest again, but lack of conversion in critical moments, the downfall, as the game winner for the Lightning came almost immediately after a 5-minute power play for yourselves.
Yeah, that was disappointing. We've got to be scoring in 5 minutes. If we scored that 5 minutes, 2 points would have been ours, but we failed on that, missed out on an opportunity. What am I going to say?
Got the win on home ice on Sunday, though, to 50% the weekend against the Bison. But you had to do it the hard way from 2 goals down in a third. Now, you got the all-important win and obviously the excitement of that comeback. But are you happy with the overall performance, or is there frustration that it got to a point where you had to chase from 2 goals down?
No, not at all. We won. Well, there's no frustration there. Obviously, every game's going to be a tight game, so you can't consider you've got to be in the lead from start to finish. So a win's a win for us. Good character in the third period. Found a way to win a game.
Okay, so looking ahead now, there's no home game this weekend, but instead a couple of road trips to Basingstoke and Peterborough. You won the last couple against the Bison, and Peterborough's been a place where you've found success. You've been able to challenge and took a couple of big wins there in previous years. That must fill you with some confidence that you could take at least another split weekend, if not your first 4-pointer.
Yeah, obviously. Again, Peterborough, I aim to be a team above. First time we played them, they don't look like the Peterborough of before. So I fancy our chances. Again, we're slowly getting bodies back, so let's do what we can. Basingstoke is our first task, obviously. I think it's going to be a little bit heated after the game here last week, but the aim is always to win a game, so we give it a good go.
And beyond that, then a 3-game weekend awaits. Following that, with a pair of games on home ice, starting with a Friday night contest against the Bees. Now, you had some Friday experience during the Spring Cup streaming series, as well as a 3-game weekend as well in the middle of that. So, experience possibly in dealing with that. But is it going to be a tough challenge to overcome, especially with the short bench going into 3 games, and probably the worst road trip in between that to Leeds on the Saturday?
Yeah, of course, always going to take it out. If you have 3 games on the bounce, it's going to be tough going, but win your first one, you're a little bit more optimistic. When your second and third, you get a bit more energy, and so obviously Friday's going to be important. Get the win, and you don't feel so fatigued after a win.
Just to sort of, again, the injury is a thing that's come up in this interview. Just, is there anything you can comment on expected returnees over the next couple of weeks, or is that still a bit more down the line?
No, so Lucas had his wires removed from his thumb today, so we're expecting him back in the country towards the end of the month, and hopefully immediate return to play. We're hopeful that Scotty and Wellesley are back for this weekend. Like I said, Ollie's playing with an injury, but he's fighting his way through it. Who else is there out? Callum's probably week on week. Yeah, so we're getting closer to knowing where we are. He looks better. He's walking a bit better than what he was when we first saw him. But yeah, it'll be week on week. So.
And of course, hope that the list doesn't extend before it comes back down. So finally, then I'm going to open up each time we do this now, going forward, to the fans to submit questions. This week's comes from Felicity Smith on Facebook, asking, what's been the most frustrating moment from this season? I think injuries, apart from injuries, might be the obvious answer so far. And the most exciting moment from the season so far as well.
Frustrating moment? It's got to be the tight losses. I think, especially MK away, I think that's 2 points lost for us. That's, I think we could have done better on them instances. The 3-1 loss against Sheffield. It's them tight games that we know we could have won, but we just lost out on. And obviously, the upside would be the wins and getting players back.
Anyway, thank you, Sean, for taking the time. We'll catch you up with you hopefully in a couple of weeks with a few more wins in the bag and some good news on the injury front. Thank you.